What is going on to you, Aries? So there's a link in the comment section below called a Linktree link. Click on it. It will redirect you to a website which has all the ways for you to financially support the channel. So I can most definitely keep the show going. That's pretty much it. I provide tarot readings, private tarot readings, birth chart readings. Right? You're not just one zodiac sign. I help you read the tarot for yourself or anyone else, I guess, that you like. I also have books that are out too, that are on Amazon. Go ahead and make sure to check out those. Make sure this video gets at least 100 to 1,000 likes and at least 1,000 videos. I know we could do it over here. We've done it many times before. But thank you. Let's get into it for you, Aries. So you, Aries, have the Three of Swords. Three of Swords. Page of Swords, Page of Cups, Page of Cuppies, So for you, Aries, right? A lot of you are very much so putting the past behind you. Says the Three of Swords and the Page of Swords. You have learned, a lot of you, Aries, are learning from your mistakes without having to be upset about the particular outcomes, which is very good. That means that a lot of you very much so really are learning from your mistakes. And what I mean by that is you're learning that the past does not dictate, or, I hope YouTube doesn't hit me for this, but the past does not dictate or mean that you're going to fail in the future. You've had some situations where you were too fast, you were too quick when it comes to getting to know other people, financial decisions, you were too quick just in general. That doesn't matter in that sense, because a lot of you, Aries, are becoming way more patient compared to how you used to be. And a lot of that stuff usually comes with age anyway, time and experience, because you still have some people who, no matter what age they are, they're still wilding out and they're still doing a lot of dumb stuff in the first place. So a lot of you, Aries, like I said, you're learning from your mistakes. Page of Swords, you're learning that being too quick to talk or to act sometimes can end up really getting you, and can end up really setting you back. So hold on a second, it's warm. You realize that can end up really setting you back. So instead of you, Aries, doing that, I just see a lot of you, Aries, really being in a situation where you're learning that patience is very important. Patience is key, because patience keeps you aware of what's going on so that you don't run into traps and tricks, right? When it comes to finances, your own health, being patient also helps you when it comes to relationships. There's tricks and traps in everything in life, whether it's love, finances, your own health, right? You do something too much, you can damage your health. Same thing when it comes to love. You don't pay attention to who the person is, you can get yourself caught up. And I just see a lot of you, Aries, are done with that. You're done with running into a relationship so quickly to the point where you don't really take the time to pay attention to who you are, yourself, what you need, and what it is that you got going on. So as a result, a lot of you, Aries, are like, look, enough of giving your power up to other people by making very fast decisions that run into what other people want you to do, and then they take advantage of the situation, and then they take advantage of you, right? The Page of Cups represents you were delusional before about that, or you've had a little bit of difficulties about that, in the past, about how it is that, you didn't want to hear about that before. You didn't want to admit to yourself of, hey, maybe you do need to slow down when it comes to anything. Whenever it is that you start to see certain things venture off in a wrong direction, whether it was your health, your finances, right, your relationship with your family members or your friends, maybe even your romantic interests. A lot of you, Aries, are looking at it from a perspective of like, okay, maybe it's time for you, you didn't want to hear that at first when you were younger. when you were a lot more hard-headed, right? Rambunctious, scrappy. Because because when you lack the experience and the knowledge, right? The experience is the heart, knowledge is the head or the brain. When you lack the experience and the knowledge, right? You thought that being patient meant to stop and that you weren't really going to get to where it is that you wanted to go. And Capricorns, Aquarius, and Aries have that problem where a lot of y'all got to deal with a lot of blockages, but specific reasons. For Aquarius, it's the delusion of grandeur, right? Aquarius, think that when they are getting into a situation, maybe they're thinking too big for their own pants. You know what I mean? They're thinking too big for their own shirts. Maybe they need to scale what it is that they want down. For Capricorns, right? It's about maybe they'll never actually accomplish their dreams, or maybe they were meant to be trash. Now, the difference between Aquarius and Capricorn is Aquarius is getting to a place faster than Capricorn does. But Capricorn, if done correctly, hits bigger strides. When Capricorn does move, it's bigger than Aquarius. You understand what I'm saying? And then with Aries is more in the sense that you're steadily going there and getting to a place where you won't. But the stops and the slowdowns are natural rhythms, natural cadences, right? You can't, no matter how much cardio a person has, you know what I'm saying? No matter how much cardio a person has, you can't run full speed 5 miles. You can run 5 miles, but you can't run 5 miles at full speed. That'll gas you out too fast. You won't be able to make it. I'm talking about the whole way without stopping. So what do? A lot of you Aries, you get the slowdown, and it's not even a stop. You get the slowdown to show you we in a marathon. We're not in a, shout outs to Nipsey Hussle, but we're in a marathon. We're not in a sprint. We're not in a race to see who's the first at the finish line. We're in a marathon. A lot of people, you're going to finish by definition ahead of other people or at all, because you Aries have the endurance to even run this marathon, as to where a lot of people are not even trained to really run a marathon, nor do they really have any kind of real experience in it whatsoever, or have prepared themselves. So guess what's going to happen? They're not even going to make the marathon. Some of them may not even show up. These are the people that don't even try in life. But a lot of you Aries have chosen to actually do your own thing. So why is all of this type of stuff important? Some of you Aries may be like, yeah, this stuff is important because what I'm trying to show you is your whole psychology of how it is that you think about slowing down or stopping, or quote unquote stopping, because nothing really stops, but slowing down and stopping, your mentality on that has changed. For you Aries, where your mentality has not changed, it should change, because you're not stopping, right? If you are aligning yourself in position to do the things that you need to do, you are not stopping. The situation for you is you are putting yourselves in a better particular situation. So don't get so bent out of shape about that. Now, the Temperance and the High Priestess here represents you, Aries, right? You have learned from your mistakes. You have learned from your mistakes, which is what the Temperance is. You have learned from your mistakes. You have learned from the walls that you have ran into, or the problems that you have gone into. And that's the beautiful side about Aries. If you have your head on and your heart in the correct place, you learn that even the tricks and the traps are still a part of your journey, because when you see these types of tricks and traps for yourself or even for other people, you've already done it before. So now it's like, okay, you could reverse that Uno card, right? You could reverse that and continue on right back to the marathon that you're running. You catch code what it is that I'm trying to say to you, and using slang. So the temperance represents the wisdom that you have built up over the years of your mistakes, because mistakes is a part of life. That's what Robert Kiyosaki talks about. I don't necessarily deal with all the other stuff that he's caught up in now, but that's what Robert Kiyosaki talks about. The art of making mistakes, and that no one is perfect. Virgo, no one is perfect, okay? But what it's about is using those mistakes, like what my art teacher, I don't know where my art teacher is, my first grade art teacher, when I was in grade school, she used to always say, when I used to tell her I made a mistake, she used to always say, use those mistakes to create an advantage for you. Use those mistakes as a part of the solution. And I never used to understand what it is that she was talking about, because I was too young and too inexperienced. But now I understand. And I'm passing on that word of the wise to you. Use your mistakes. Use your mistakes to fuel your own empowerment and your own advantages. Yes, a lot of you Aries have made a lot of bumps emotionally, financially, health-wise. Things didn't necessarily go your way, but use those things to your advantage. Know where you messed up. Know your league. Know what it is that you did right, what you could have did better, and and understand what you like. What do you want to receive? What do you like in somebody else? Does a person telling you that they like you, is that good? Do you like that type of stuff? What about them telling you and showing you that? What about them just showing you that, but they don't tell you that they like you? What is the way that y'all like to have romantic fun? Really take a step back and really examine yourself, so that you can get a better understanding of the stuff that you actually personally like and what you're willing to even try. But let's start with the basics. What do you know that you like? And then, but this is what you are afforded because you've made those mistakes. You've gained that experience, that wisdom, that knowledge. And the moon, the high priestess, I thought this was the moon. The high priestess over here, the high priestess over here represents you, Aries, and the thing is that the next thing that a lot of you Aries probably are doing, or you need to do if you haven't started to do it, is you Aries need to, or you already are, cutting the cords or letting go of situations, things that you are around right now, or you were in a not so distant past, that you have cut off. You've already started doing it, or you need to. What are the things in your life that you need to eliminate, excommunicate? For me, as to use myself as an example to show you my level of transparency, for me, it's a diet change, pretty much. Taking way more supplements. For me, it's fasting more. Those are lifestyle changes. I'm taking way more supplements, but the supplements I've worked out to where they work for me. Well, for me, I've been taking them. They work for me. I don't necessarily, I'm not a doctor and all that stuff. I'm talking about me. The supplements work for me. I am fasting way more compared to how it is that I used to, right? Because I'm normally, I move around anyway. I find ways to move around. I'm a Virgo, right? Hermes, right? Mercury, nervous system, nervous energy. So I find a way to burn the calories off. But I'm also, on top of being a Mercury born, right? As a Virgo, I am also personally learning to fast every single day, to where, eating and stuff like this, it'll also, or I should say fasting or lack thereof, or bringing my eating patterns more manageable or whatnot, to where I'm dialed in, will help me with lifestyle changes. And all of this type of stuff is because my health, is taking precedent over a lot of other stuff. Because like it is, I said before, in 2023, right, the fiscal 2023 that all of us know, right, I said that I was going to be done with all the quiches and the things that are causing me stress and the nonsense. And I truly meant that. I don't have the quiches. I don't have the Ray Rays. I don't have the Pookies. I don't have the dysfunctional ghetto people in my life. Real talk. If I want to go get a date, I'll fly out. I'm saving up my money. I'm checking every dime. I still got to live, but I'm saving my money up, right? That's reasonable. Checking every dime. I'm getting an APY percentage right on that. I'm handling my business, and it's the same thing that needs to be done for a lot of you Aries. A lot of you are taking care of your own business. Don't get me wrong. Some of you Aries may be ahead of the curve where you're already in the process of excommunicating people. But for you Aries who hasn't done that, you need to start doing that. You need to actually start cutting things and people off out of your life that should not be there. Why do you still have those people in your life in the first place? All they're going to do is lower your quality of life, stress you out, play games, waste your time, be on some nonsense, and they are not courageable. They are incorrigible, not en courage, right? A bull, in courageable, meaning that you can't encourage them or teach them or lead by example any kind of redeeming qualities. They're totally dysfunctional. So you got to get rid of those people unless you want to be dragged down with them, because birds of a feather flock together. So now the 10 of Swords and the 10 of Pentacles, the 10 of Swords and the 10 of Pentacles for you Aries represents, yes, for some of you, it may be people that you are cutting out of your life that you may actually want to keep, or you would emotionally want to keep in your life. You may like these set of people. You may like these people, you know what I mean? These friends and family and, potential romantic interest. But you Aries already know. If some of you Aries have been talking to some people, some of you Aries are already seeing. Some of you Aries are already seeing that they have red flags, that there's something wrong with them. But a lot of you Aries are kind of doubting the process. Like, is it healthy, right? Can you say that you're really healthy? Or is it healthy for you to meet someone and then be so willing to cut them off like that? You know what I mean? At the first sign of trouble. What if, this is just, what if what if this is just a situation? You know what I mean? Like, what if this is just regular stuff? What if I'm wrong? Meaning me. What if I'm wrong telling you this? You Aries know what it is that y'all need to do. Okay? We can go back and forth, but you know what it is that you need to do. Okay? The 10 of Pentacles right here represents how, way more, it could be, the 10 of Pentacles could represent nutrition. 10 of Pentacles could represent, kind of tightening the belt on certain things. In particular, you treating other people to dinners and stuff like this only for them, because you got to understand, like, especially most of when people talk about dinners today and stuff like this, a lot of the times when people talk about dinners and going to dinners, the reason why it is that you don't hear a lot of these people back whenever it is that you take them out on dinners, or, whenever it is that you see those videos, is really because how it is a lot of those people are struggling. And the dinners that they get taken out on are really their dinners for real, meaning that if they didn't really have you in general, right, they wouldn't be able to eat that night. I really want y'all to soak that in. Let that soak in, or let that marinate. They really wouldn't be able to eat that night. That's the reason why so many people are so caught up with the fast food. It's because they don't want to come to your house. They don't want you to think that there's anything romantic with that, right? Because they know that they're too dysfunctional to actually go out with you. And that's part of the reason why it is that they ghost you. They ghost you after that because they don't want you to catch on that, oh, You're their meal ticket. They may or they may not like you, but you are actually their meal ticket because they're struggling. It's all about the keeping up of the boss ideology on both sides. That's why it is that you see people, so the 10 of Pentacles represents you, Aries, deciding to uh the 10 of Pentacles represents you tightening your belt on that. You're not taking people out on meals, on extravagant meals and all of that type of stuff. You know what I mean? No more meals. Anybody who's talking about they don't want to deal with a coffee date, again, the actual coffee of itself is symbolic. We can go anywhere. The coffee represents not it represents the date. Okay? Coffee is not food per se, right? So, I mean, yeah, you gain calories, but it's not like eating a hamburger or something like this, right? So the point that I'm trying to make here with that is the date is not about stuffing your face. You understand what I'm saying? It's about, the date is supposed to be about, I don't know, getting to know the other person, getting to know each other, right? Maybe you may even learn something about yourself from someone asking you questions, right? It's just that the meal is there as a symbol of love and comfort. You don't want to go over to the person's house because you don't know them. You don't know if they caught up in some stuff. You don't want to get dragged into that. Of course not. That's understandable. Totally understandable. And as a matter of fact, I recommend you not going over at a person's house per se for the first date, talking about the first date or whatnot. Not unless you want to, of course. Not unless you really want to. Let me put that caveat in there. Not unless you want to. But I mean, real talk though. So to move forward with that, the strength card now represents you, Aries, and this is something that needed to be done, like I said, for a long time now. You needed to cut these people off for a long time. It's been a long time coming. The Page of Pentacles and the Seven of Wands represents how a lot of you, Aries, ultimately are very aware of what it is that you need to do, and that you should not allow anything or anyone really interrupt this time right now, this wave that a lot of you are on. You, Aries, are surging right now. Page of Pentacles, Seven of Wands, you have to really gatekeep or protect how things are going well for you. You don't have a whole lot of drama. Little to no dramas in your life. The things that are, the bad times that are coming in for you, Aries, are organic. These are things that these are not people per se. I mean, yeah, but the overall problems are organic. They're not a situation where it's like it's connected directly to the people that you are connected to or any of that type of stuff. So let's clarify the Page of Pentacles. Hope you Aries are enjoying this. Like it is, as I said before, the third straight week. Y'all are good. Queen of Swords, Five of Cups, Strength card, Queen of Wands, the Nine of Cups, to clarify the Page of Pentacles for you, Aries. So the Queen of Swords and the Five of Cups represents, yeah, a lot of people that you knew that you're cutting off will think that you're tripping. But if they have any kind of respect for you, they'll know why it is that you're doing it, and they won't take it so personally. And the way that they can keep you in their life is for them to actually go along with you on this journey of self-discovery. Because it's exactly like what Nipsey Hussle would say, not everybody can go. When you're self-improving, not everybody can go. Like I said before, I phrase it like the quantum mountain. What I mean when I say quantum, watching and comparing how your life can go from one state in another state, right, or another status with literally in the twinkling of an eye, from specific, correct, finely tuned decisions. How something can go from all right, or maybe even terrible, right, or bad, to a very important state that you would want to maintain because this is good for you. This is what works for you. This is This is what brings you to a better state. This is something that you needed to do that actually not only works, you're not doing it because of the fact that, you're reluctant to do it because it's like taking, vitamins when you are a child or something like this, or eating broccoli when you are a child. It's good for you, but you don't particularly want it. You want it. And on top of that, but you Aries have to understand that most people can't do that though. Most people will never, everybody has their own levels. So most people will not do that. I'm getting all these notifications. But the strength in the Queen of Wands represents how a lot of you a lot of you Aries though. I was watching at the strength card, but the strength in the Queen of Wands represents they will have to try to make it seem like they're saving face. So don't you get bent out of shape when you may find yourself trying to tell certain people that you don't want to talk to them anymore. Just leave it for what it is. And then you Aries have the Nine of Cups, because what it is that you're doing is you're setting yourself up for the Nine of Cups success. Less stress, more automation. And what I mean when I say automation, I mean things in your life where you know what goes where, and they all are harmonious. They all are cohesive. They blend well together. That doesn't disrupt each other. And then you got to constantly, maneuver everything around a person's nonsense because they don't know how to get their stuff right. So that's pretty much it. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share the video. Listen, make sure that this video gets at least 1,000 views and 1,000 likes, or at the very least 100 likes, 100 to 1,000 likes. Smash the subscribe button, smash the like button, hit the notification bell, set the notification bell to all so you can be notified whenever I drop my videos.